Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Stacey just got back from the grocery store, and while she was in town, she had a bite to eat, okay? And she got very ill. This happens every now and then, and it's sporadic. I think I figured it out, and I want to share that with you. And if you know somebody that is starting to feel ill all the time, this happened to Stacey. I'm going to have her come out here tomorrow and go all the way through it. There's so many people walking around sick right now, and they don't know why. They just feel bad all the time. After they eat certain foods, their stomach, she calls it simmering, and then she said it'll start shaking, fever. It's just sick, downright sick. She lived with it forever, and it was awful. So I did whatever it took to figure out exactly what was going on. And it seems to be, now this is just my experience, I'm not a doctor. It seems to be when she goes and eats fried food away from home. I'm not going on a health kick and telling you not to eat fried food. We're going to talk about fats and oils at the end of the video, but I want everybody to know what's actually happening. This is not a fake, it's in the water or something's making you sick. There's people that make videos every day. We live with it. We live with this. And she was getting sick every day. We didn't know why. Now she's getting sick once every 2 or 3 months. So we've actually weaned it down. She's on no medication. The doctors can't believe it. It's this food. Now, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. I'm not prepared. I just want to make a video and let people know before she comes out tomorrow and get people prepared. What I figured out is the oil that restaurants use, they filter it, they do things for it to make it look clear, right? But what did that actually do to the oil? Did that clean it up and make it like new again? I don't think so. It reminds me of like making a weld. You can weld a pipe, cut it, weld it back, cut it, weld it back, cut it, and it's not, the weld will look the same the third, fourth, and fifth time, but it will not be the same weld. It's distorted. I have manipulated, I've changed it, just like they're doing. Now they've already changed this oil one time when they hydrogenized it. I think that's how you say it. So they were using vegetable oil in the 1800s, World War I, it was real popular to lubricate machines. And after that kind of cooled off, they had all of these facilities to make the oil. And that's where the trans fats were born, pretty much. This is just my opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong. But that's what it seems like to me. You remember margarine and how good it was, and soybean oil is the best thing ever. And okay, now we know the old people that are 100 years old and they eat biscuits and butter all the time, or actually biscuits aren't that great for you, but anyway, I'm not trying to get on healthy here. Those guys are still eating real fat, and the people that ate the fake fat are the ones having a lot of trouble. My father-in-law just had a quadruple bypass heart surgery. He never smoked, he never drank. It was 100% diet. Was his diet that bad? I don't know. I mean, I'm not to judge. I'm just saying, pay attention to what people eat that have heart problems. You can see people that eat a healthy fat seem to do okay. When I say healthy, I mean not hydrogenized. But anyway, I'm digressing. So they changed these fats, these oils, machine oil, and they reduced it or did whatever they did, hydrogenized it, and turned it into something we could eat. All right, so this is a good thing and it's healthy. Give it to everybody, and it's cheaper. So as this stuff gets born, it starts degrading immediately. It starts to go rancid as it's on the way to the store. When you're buying your oil from the grocery store, it's possibly 3 months in the red. You know what I'm saying? It starts degrading really fast. Now, Well, let's take this oil that's already been tortured and changed and put it in a deep fryer and heat it up and cool it off and cook stuff in it over and over all day long. Is that the same oil? That's the conclusion I've come to, because she can eat all that stuff here, as long as we do it ourselves. We go out. Sometimes it's okay. That's the tricky part. Sometimes it's okay. Oh man, I just noticed I got a Carhartt sweatshirt on. It was a gift. Anyway, sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's not. Now, why is that? Well, maybe they changed the oil before. I'm not really sure. I haven't got that pinned down quite yet. But that seems to be exactly what's happening. Now, I did want to mention we went out and had fajitas, because it's a dice roll. When we go out to eat, you want to go out and take your wife out to eat, right? Well, there's hardly anywhere we can go that won't make her sick. And that's a lot of people. It's not just her, but some people have mild symptoms. They just kind of, there's levels of feeling good. And you might just be feeling that good. And it's a progressive thing. But we can fry fajitas at home, and butter and fat, whatever we want, and be fine. We can go to the place like we went to the other day, and it was also fine. But it might not have been. So what I did was I asked the waiter immediately, hey, I told him I had an oil problem. Stacey feels like, she doesn't want to be a problem, but it's important to me. So I said, what are you cooking the fajitas in? What exactly? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, well, I have an oil allergy, and I need to make sure exactly what it is, if it's fresh, what's going on with it. Otherwise, I'll just have to order something else. Now, that something else isn't very big on the menu. There's not a lot of things left. Everybody fries everything. So here we are. Anyway, so he told me exactly what oil they used. I don't remember. It wasn't. As long as it's fresh, it seems to be okay. I said, is it fresh? He's like, yeah, it's it's in a bottle, and I think it's like liquefied butter. It was fine. It wasn't, some type of vegetable oil. That's good if you can find that. Most of the time you can't. This was a better restaurant. Well, here's the thing. After they cook the fajitas, they spray an oil all over it, okay? And that makes it sizzle when it's coming out to you and it's sizzling. Well, they just squirted the whole pan with oil so it'll be sizzly and look like that. Well, as soon as I found that out, I said, well, cut that completely. I don't have to have that. That's fine. I don't need it sizzling. So now we had fajitas that were cooked in hopefully liquefied butter, and she was fine with it. No problems whatsoever. We had a great dinner. So if you feel like it's too much, look, when you start talking about what people want to eat, you're stepping on some toes. So I'm not trying to say you can't and do this or that, but I would like to see people feel a little bit better. And it really helped my wife learning all this. And she's going to come out tomorrow and talk about her journal, how she journals things. That's kind of how we started getting closer to the target. And now I'd say she's only sick 2 or 3 times out of the year, with this kind of, because she's got a grip on it. But every now and then something will slip in, and it'll cause a problem. Real quick, I'll let you go. I don't want to keep you too long. But there was an almond that was a roasted almond. I think we got them from Sam's. And who can't have almonds, right? Well, she was eating almonds, I was eating almonds, everything's fine. All of a sudden she's sick. Well, you don't know. You just know you feel bad. So she laid on the couch. She got better the next day. She was, eating, going about life. She ate a few almonds. Well, later on, she was sick as a dog. So I came in, I said, what'd you eat? I didn't eat anything. They get real defensive. I didn't eat anything bad. It's like, no, I'm not saying you ate anything bad. Let's just make sure, you know, something's not, you didn't get a little poison somewhere. You know, rat poison is 90% good food. So she said, well, I had this, and this, and I had a couple almonds. And I was like, well, I know you've had this, and this. Let's look at the almonds. And I look at the back of the almonds. Okay, here's the deal. They were roasted. They were not dry roasted. That means they were roasted in some type of poison. It might not have even been poison when they roasted them in it, but it turns into it as it decays and gets old. So I hope that helps somebody. I really do. I think it will. It helps people to not think they have to eat vegetables every day and salads. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Later.